everybody, it's Videobob and I'm back in my kitchen, and you know what that means? I've got another cool kitchen appliance. Now, one of the most viewed videos on my channel as far as all the reviews I've done is the review I did on that Brio New Wave air fryer, and where I talked about the air fryer XL that they sell at Sam's, what a piece of crap it was, and how it cut my little finger and I threw it away. I got a lot of comments on that video. That's probably been the most commented video that I've ever done in the last 10 years. So I'm not doing this just for views, but I love the Brio New Wave. I think it is the best air fryer. I don't think anything else has come out since. Now, I do want to say to the people of Philips who make their air fryer, when I was doing a gig with the company Best Buy, and I talked to some of the people from Philips Norelco, and I looked at their air fryers, and they have a larger one and a smaller one, and I said, hey, you know what? People loved my review of the Brio. I think the Brio is clearly a ripoff of this Philips. Why don't you send me one and I'll check it out? Still haven't gotten it. I don't want to go buy one for 250 bucks. I think that's kind of pricey. I don't know if it's worth it. I need to check it out and find out. But let's look at the bottom end of that spectrum. I'm walking through Sam's Club yesterday, and I see this thing sitting on the shelf. Now, I've never heard of the brand Dash. Now, by the way, if you're watching in another part of the world or another part of the country and you don't have Sam's Club is a division of Walmart. It's kind of like Costco. It's a big box store, as they call it. So they generally don't have a big selection, but they have a lot of that thing. And when I saw this, I about flipped. I mean, look, a red air fryer. It's red. They have these in other colors too. I think they had like a white one and a blue one or something. But I had to have red. And I've been looking for a compact one that I wanted to put on my RV and maybe to have here at the house. Because one of the things that I've realized about using my air fryer is sometimes you need to have like two of them. Even though they have that layering basket, it doesn't always work because you have two different things. For instance, what I just had for dinner is something I buy from Walmart. It's called a fish and chips. It comes with one big piece of fish, and then it comes with some fries. And when I cook it in the air fryer, it comes out great, but the fish is a different consistency than the fries, and you're gonna overcook one or the other, and you've got the little basket layer, and the fish is dripping fishy juice onto your fries. And what would be better is just to have two air fryers, because sometimes you want to cook like some chicken wings, which you're gonna have to do, you know, at top temperature for 25 minutes, and then you want to make some tater tots or whatever, and I would have to wait for one or the other, and I would just let one cool while I cook the other one or whatever. I've been wanting to have two air fryers. Look, I have two microwaves. I have this one here, and then I have one over there. People say, why do you have two microwaves? And I go, well, sometimes you're cooking a big dinner and you got your peas in there and your beans in there or your potatoes over there or the entree over there. It just comes in handy having two microwaves. And I think it's a good idea to have two air fryers once you get used to cooking with one of these. So I thought this one will be great. It's compact, it's small. It's very small. Look, it almost looks like a little bathroom trash can or something. It's red. Very, very simple. You've just got a temperature dial on the top that goes from 170 degrees to 400 degrees. You've got a timer here that operates it. It's nothing more than a bathroom timer. Same basic timer that they used on the pizza bomb guy, right? Because I just watched that and that was pretty creepy. Anyway, if you know what I'm talking about. And then the basket in there is really small. It's no bigger than a cereal bowl. So you're very limited to what you can put in there, but that's fine. This is a much lower wattage. It only runs at 1,000 watts. And why that's kind of a good thing is when you're running your Brio New Wave or whatever other large, powerful air fryer you're running, and it's running at 1,800 to 2,000 watts, you can't, if you're running another 2,000 watt item, especially on the same circuit, you may blow a breaker. I mean, you're asking a lot of your kitchen electrical outlets, you know, especially if you have a microwave going. Sometimes if we're cooking a big dinner, we've got this microwave going, that microwave going, we got this, you know, Viking glass top going. You might have that toaster oven that's over here under the camera going. You might have the dishwasher running, you know, big Thanksgiving situation, and we popped the breaker before. It's happened. So with this thing, it runs at a much lower wattage and temperature at 1,000 watts. The downside to that, it takes much longer. But depending on what you're doing, that might work out in the end. Like if you're making chicken wings, that's going to take 20, 25 minutes, and tater tots that would have normally taken you 10 minutes are going to take 15 or 20, well, whatever. So I was just going through the manual of this thing. Now, I have it running right now, and I've got some sweet potato tots in there. We've talked a lot about healthy alternatives to food, and listen, I told you just now, I had some fish and chips. That's not something I normally eat, but I saved those. It was Friday. I'm not Catholic. But I thought, you know what, I'm going to have a fish and chips. And it wasn't too many carbs, and it was my cheat for the week. So I had some French fries, I had a little fish, it was good. So just for fun to try this thing out, hey, why not have some tater tots? Well, when I do have tater tots, I'll get these sweet potato tots. They're much higher in fiber. Or also you can get cauliflower tots. Cauliflower, they're made of cauliflower but look like tater tots. And when you crisp them up, dip them in ketchup, it's pretty much just like a tater tot. So check those out. Anyway, just looking at the manual, pretty simplistic. It doesn't have a sophisticated basket like the Brio has. I love some of the troubleshooting. Air fryer does not work. Problem: appliance is not plugged in. Solution: plug it into the wall socket. Fucking geniuses. All right, let's go back to the. Yeah, see, it also comes in like this off-white and blue colors, and okay. So I was looking at it, and it says recipes: thin frozen fries, thick frozen fries, homemade potato wedges, homemade fries, homemade potato cubes. Give me a fucking break. Just put French fries. Do I really need to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? There's Rosti? What is Rosti? Potato gratin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 recipes for French fries. We get it. And they're all pretty much the same, except some are 390 degrees, some are 400. Now here's one of the things about this thing. I'm not gonna lie, I actually used it last night and I tried to make some sweet potato French fries. Not Tots, but French fries. They were a little too long to almost fit in the basket. And I was really disappointed to find that the top layer of them were burned to death and the bottom of them were still wet and soggy. Solution: it says here, shake twice. So twice during the cooking oh shit. Yeah, they're burned. Again, they're burned. It says, shake twice. It's like taking a piss. Shake twice. Maybe I'm playing with it. God damn it. So it seems like this thing, all it's good for is burning shit. Twice it's done it to me now. I'm going to pull the heat down to 1 notch. And here's the thing, it says, how am I supposed to know 490? It goes from 400 to 320 to 250 to 170. So I'm going to go back to talking about the Brio New Wave. The reason the Brio New Wave is the best air fryer that I've found out there is because it measures the temperature every millisecond and adjusts its heating element to make sure it stays at that precise temperature. You have no gosh darn idea what the hell your temperature is on this thing. I mean, you got this giant dial that goes from 170 to 400. I've got 400 dot, 320 dot, 250 dot, 170. How the fuck am I supposed to find 390 on this thing? Give me a break. And shake twice? It's telling me that, I mean, how do I know? So let's go with homemade potato cubes. That's about equal to a tater tot. 16 to 32 ounces, 12 to 18 minutes. Could you be any more general? 12 to 18 minutes. The Brio gives you much more precise times. Shake twice. Add a tablespoon of oil. All right, now, I'm not going to add a tablespoon of oil. What I'm going to do is, I'll just take, I hate admitting that I'm going to use this, but this is corn oil, which I don't eat corn, but I use it for this specific purpose. Because, let's face it, when you get fries and stuff, they're usually cooked in vegetable oil. And a little bit of corn oil isn't going to kill me. But it does add that familiar fried taste. And I should have put this on earlier, but I didn't. So far, I'm going to have to give a thumbs down to the Dash air fryer so far. So far, everything I've cooked in it has been burnt. You really have to stay on this thing. Like, so if you're telling me on this recipe that 12 to 18 minutes at 400 degrees, shake twice, So that means every 5 minutes or so, or less, I'm supposed to come in here, shake this thing. Time to shake again. What is this? So the bottom line is, this thing has, I'm really disappointed. These are, where's my tongs? Look at this. Black on what side, not black on, you know. And we'll talk about the basket here in a second. One of my complaints about the Air Fryer XL, that helmet looking one, the one I threw out, was the basket, and the plastic was in pretty crappy condition. So far I don't seem to have any problems with the physical operation of this thing. I'm going to back off the heat a little bit. Now, if you've ever looked inside one of these things, basically what you have is a coiled heating element, just like you'd find on your old-fashioned electric stove. They just basically put one of those in there, like a hot plate, and a fan. That's all it is, a fan or one of those. Now this thing was $39. I can't complain too much. It was only $39 at Sam's, $40. But listen, if it's gonna burn the shit out of your tots, who cares how much it costs if they give it to me for free? You want it to work. So unfortunately, I'm gonna give thumbs down to this Dash air fryer. Now, I may update the comments. Make sure you subscribe and then comment on the video, and that way you can stay in touch, because after I use it, I will go back into the video. I can't add to the video, but I can make comments in the commentary section and talk about other things that I've tried. But really, there's only a couple of things you cook in an air fryer, and quite frankly, you can't fit shit into this thing. Did you see how small that bowl is? It's the size of a cereal bowl. So the only thing you're really going to be able to make in there is like, what, 3 or 4 onion rings, a couple of French fries, handful of tater tots, maybe some fish sticks. But if, like that fish and chips dinner that I had earlier, you wouldn't have been able to fit that piece of fish in there, okay? Chicken wings, we can fit, maybe, you could probably fit 6 chicken wings in there. So if you're a real light eater and you're not eating a lot, this might be a good fryer for you. I thought it would be a good supplemental fryer to add to my Brio, and it would be something that, you know, I guess I'm going to keep it. I don't know if I'm going to keep it or not, but the whole idea was, if I wanted to put a couple of cod fish fillets or something like that in the Brio, and then make my fries separately so that they don't get cross-contaminated with the fish or overcooked or undercooked when you're cooking something of a different temperature. That was the idea of this. But they really, really want you to come and shake this up a lot. I mean, I'm sure they'll come out crispy and blah, 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 but they're already burned. Just while I was standing here talking to you, and it's almost out of time. I tell you, nothing will put you in a shitty mood like burnt tater tots. I'm gonna have to drown these motherfuckers in ketchup. By the way, let me show you something. Hold on a second. This has nothing to do with anything. Where is it? Where is it? This shit here will change your life right here. I gotta give a shout out to Kraft's Chipotle Aioli. Holy shit, this is good stuff. I put it on everything. You know, I don't even eat spicy food. This is not spicy. It's got a little bit of kick. I'm one of those guys that, like, you give me a jalapeno and I'm done for the day. I'm like, this is, get some. I buy like 4 bottles of this at a time. I clean them out. I buy every one of them. I put it on everything. Onion rings, French fries, put it on a burger. Oh my God, it's good. Speaking of burgers, I know I'm out of frame here. Let me grab this just to show it to you. I'm a big fan of, I order stuff like, I've talked about this before. I like to order stuff from England. I loved it when I was over there. And you can't get the Heinz beans here in America. The Heinz beans have this nice real tomato sauce. I ordered these and have them shipped in from British Emporium. And I get like the real Heinz burger sauce, which is a lot like that aioli. Anyway, this has nothing to do with the air fryer, but I just had to talk about it. All right. Let's see here. Now, get myself a plate. Shake, shaky, shake, shake and bake. All right, let's have a look here. Where's my tongs? All right, now you can see here, I'm not in frame here. See how they've been burned? They've been burned. Not too bad. So basically, the lesson here is you got to keep an eye on your tots if you're going to use this thing. And you got to come in and shake whatever you're cooking every couple of minutes, every 5 minutes. Now, let's take a look at the basket in this thing. As I told you, not much in there. Pretty small little bowl. And unlike the Brio or just about any other fryer that has a two-part basket where you have an outer basket and inner basket, their idea of an inner basket is this little plate, this grill. And that's it. Right? And there, so I guess it's not too hard to clean. There's a little bit of oil and grease in there, which, you know what, I'm just going to leave it in there because it's clean oil. I know that sounds gross, but it's clean oil. And you just stab this thing in there, and that's supposed to allow some airflow to move underneath your food. And I haven't had a problem with it going back into place. Some things it doesn't have, it does not have a place to store the cord. You know, your cord is just, there it is, there it is. Now, it is small, like a little trash can, so you can just kind of, it is a little warm because it's been operating. I probably shouldn't be holding it right now, but, so there you go. And it's small, probably, well, it's too tall to fit in most cabinetries. That's one thing about these things, they're kind of tall. One of the things I noticed when I was inspecting that Philips Norelco air fryer, the one they make, is they have a vortex pattern stamped into the metal of the pan. Pretty impressive, actually. So it's their concept is, rather than just the air just kind of like mulling around in there, by creating a little slide for the air to go like this and up, they're creating a vortex to get the air moving a little bit more. So according to them, theirs uses a little bit, maybe less energy, it's a little bit more efficient, cooks a little faster. And really, that is really the true problem of this thing, because what's happening here is you're getting direct heat from the heating element burning in the top of this thing, and you're not getting the even air from up and below to evenly cook the bottom, and you're just burning the top. It's just blowing hot air on it, and it's not circulating. So for that reason, I'm going to give the Dash air fryer a thumbs down. I'm going to say don't buy it, even though it's only $39.95 or whatever. I love that it's red. I love the design. I think it would be great in an RV, on a bus, or whatever. It only uses a measly 30 watt or 1,000 watts, which means, like, for instance, a friend of mine travels in a small, like, camper van, like a Chevy van, and he goes to shows. He's a vendor, right? And I said, you know, you could just get a real simple inverter that plugs into the battery and operate a small microwave or air fryer like this, and you could cook inside that thing. He goes, that's ridiculous. I go, no, really, you could. You could have a cooler in there, and you could take food with you, and you could cook healthy food for yourself rather than going to a fast food place where you're spending lots of money. And this would be great for something like that because it uses such a little amount of power. Let's say if you were camping and you wanted to use the air fryer, and if you were camping and using a small generator, I did a video recently not too long ago on my Honda 2,000 watt generator. You could easily run this thing off of that generator, no problem. So for those instances, I guess it's a pretty good little unit as a supplemental unit or as an alternative unit. You just got to shake your food constantly, so it's not as, you know, it's a little, it takes more work to cook your food, whereas with the Brio, you just put it in there, you set it, you forget it, like Ron Popeil says, you just let it go, and it's going to work fine. So I'm, you know, if on a rating system of 1 to 10 stars, I'll give it a 5. It works. It's red. Just takes more work. But it's half the price of the Brio. But in my opinion, when you're talking about half the price, when you're talking about a $20,000 car versus a $40,000 car, those are big decisions. You're talking about $40, $80. The fuck? If this is your problem, you've got other problems. So if you're gonna buy one air fryer, get the Brio New Wave. If you already got the Brio and you want a second one for doing what I'm doing, you can get this one, but shake the shit out of your tater tots or they're gonna get burned. Hey, I'm Videobob. Please subscribe to my channel. As of right now, we've got almost 12,000. We got 6-7 million views, and it's thanks to you. Thank you so much. I love your comments. I love all the things. I don't know every YouTuber does that, but it really does make a difference when you subscribe. Because if you like my videos, it'll pop up in your feed. And if you're like me, I have YouTube Red. How cool is Cobra Kai? Have you watched Cobra Kai? Anyway, when you have YouTube Red, or if you're just signed into your regular YouTube account, my new videos will pop up in the recently uploaded, and you'll get to see the other stuff I do. Because I do a lot of crazy stuff. I was just on a Food Network show on Dallas Cakes. I'm about to shoot an episode of Misfit Garage. I recently just did an episode of Pawn Stars. So I'm all the time doing something interesting. And these little videos I like to do. It's crazy how many people recognize me. I was in Las Vegas. Somebody came up to me and go, "Hey man, I love your YouTube videos." And I was like, wow, that is crazy. But when 6 million people have watched you talk about an air fryer or a toaster or whatever, it's crazy. So thanks again for watching. Sorry the video was 20 minutes long, but that's always what happens. I'm Videobob, and make sure to subscribe. And don't buy this thing. It sucks. Get the Brio New Wave. Phillips Norelco, send me your air fryer. I'm begging for free stuff.